Hello guys, and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 2 and 3. Sorry about not having anything last time, but if you saw my Twitter, I was at a wedding and I was also ill, so when I eventually got back from that wedding, I was just so exhausted and my fever was just like way too high, so I basically just fell asleep. So yeah, that was kind of horrible and I didn't want to do the videos even though I kind of promised I'd do them, but yeah, that's, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, to the episodes. Now, first, it seemed like almost every one of you, if not every one of you, are manga readers, which makes making these videos spoiler-free kind of stupid. So, if you are an anime only who did not speak out last week or 2 weeks ago, then turn off the video now, because I cannot promise how much I'll spoil. I could spoil anything from just the next few chapters, the entire arc, everything that has happened until now in the manga, so turn off the video now because I will be spoiling. Yeah? Okay, good. Now we only have manga readers here, right? I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do these now, because obviously I'm allowed to spoil, so these won't be as much like talking about the episodes alone. I'm gonna take like a point of departure in the episodes and then discuss like characters and story events and like how the episodes here have anything to relate to like where we are in the arc currently, what that can mean for the characters going forward from the manga, what we should pay special attention to, maybe some small details that I think people might have overlooked on when they read the manga, or details that I think could be more important than people realize and stuff like that. And I can also put upon you my hidden agenda of making you love Kacchan as much as I love him. Right? Okay, I'm just joking, I won't do that. Ditto will do that though. Ditto will make you love Kacchan just as much as I do. It's his hidden agenda. Enough about that. We actually start the Summer Sports Festival in these two episodes, and we get all the way through the first obstacle course thing, which is like, yeah, an obstacle course. And I want to start with Kacchan's speech, because I remember that and I talked with my friend about that, because oh my god, everything about that. Kacchan in this arc, I just love him to death, and I just generally love him to death. If you follow my manga reviews, you'll know that I just love him a lot, but like in this arc, this arc was where I was like, yeah, he's definitely not gonna be anything but my favorite character. Like, he was always my favorite character, but I knew it could change because I love Deku a lot too. Todoroki had a lot of potential, but in this arc, I was like, yeah, nothing is ever gonna top Kacchan unless his character just plummets from here on out, or he becomes a villain. If he becomes a villain, I'll hate him forever. But I trust that he won't. But yeah, I'm gonna start with Kacchan's speech because I think it's really, really great that he starts off like calmly going up, saying that everyone will be his stepping stone and he'll win this entire thing, because as we all know, he ends up winning the entire thing. But he doesn't win on the terms that he wants to win on. I'm gonna talk about that when we get to that scene of him just being really fucking pissed off when he wins. But I really like that his prediction ends up becoming true, but in a way that he didn't want it to become true. Because he can't predict the future, obviously. And if he just won in his own right, in his own way, that'd be like a way too much of an ego boost for him. But the fact that he ends up winning in a way that he didn't expect for him to win, that would annoy him greatly. Because the thing is, he really wants to beat Todoroki, and we see that in these two episodes as well, because he has that really like intense not intense rivalry, but he just really hates Todoroki. Like, first Todoroki goes off and declares war against Deku, and Kacchan is just like, what the heck, man, like, I'm actually the top of this class, why are you declaring war against this nerd? And then when Todoroki keeps being in front of him in the race, he's just also really pissed, and they end up fighting a lot until Deku catches up with them. And generally he just hates everything about Todoroki. And of course in the first season, we know that when he saw Todoroki the first time that Todoroki fought Kacchan was super intimidated by him and he hated that feeling. So obviously for him, Todoroki is the barrier that he wants to defeat, because if he can defeat that, then he'll actually feel like he's on the top of the class. Because the thing is, he beat, in the entrance exam, he beat everyone except for Momo and Todoroki because they got into the recommendations, as is also put emphasis on this episode today. So yeah, there's a lot on, like, for Kacchan, there's a lot of things going on in this, and as much as he just wants to win to prove that he's number one, he really, really wants to prove to himself that he's better than Todoroki, because he has those insecurities, and he needs those insecurities to go away, and they just don't. That's what all, yeah, I just could talk about this a lot, but I'm just gonna shut up for now, I think. But yeah, basically what I mean by this is just like, I think that Kacchan, especially here where we see him interact with Todoroki a lot, and also later on that while he never forgets the kind of rivalry slash hatred slash whatever it is that he has with Deku, at this point in time he's super pissed off about Todoroki, which means that the next, like, important scene we see with these three is so much more impactful. I'm gonna get to that later, but basically the scene I'm talking about is when Deku and Todoroki are talking about All Might and Endeavor, and we have Kacchan listening in and just never saying that he's there. So he knows everything, but he says nothing, and just walks away. I'm gonna analyze that scene when we get to it, because I really, really love that scene for, like, all three characters. I feel like they got so much, not character development, but you really got to see them as characters, because they were all, like, Todoroki and Deku were quite vulnerable in that scene, where Kacchan, for the first time, I feel like we see his true self, because no one is there to judge what he does, because no one can see him, and he just does what he thinks is, like, he does what he thinks is right, and he keeps his mouth shut when he gets information. As we actually see that he does a lot, he keeps a lot of things to himself, which eventually becomes, like, the boiling point for him, and he kind of just dies inside. But that's, like, for later, and we've talked about this if you watch my manga review videos, then I've talked about this a lot. Yeah, right. I want to talk a little bit about something completely different. I want to talk about Hatsune Miku, because for the simple fact that I just love her voice actor. I'm always, I have particular female characters that I'm very attached to, and I give them, like, a very certain type of voice in my head, and half the time these girls get these really high-pitched voice actors, which just annoys the heck out of me. Hatsune Miku has the most amazing voice. I mean, holy crap, I don't know who her voice actress is, couldn't recognize her, might have heard her or something else, I don't know, but she's freaking amazing, and the voice that she gave Mei was just, like, the best. Oh my god, I love Hatsune Miku from the manga, but with the anime and her character, like, her voice actor, it just, like, wow, holy crap, just fell in love with her again. She's precious. I wanted to talk about that, because that was really important to me, that she got a good voice actor. It's the same for Reiju in One Piece. I want her to have a really, really great voice actor. I'm just gonna be really angry for the rest of my life. Another great thing that I think the anime did that I don't think was done just as much or as noticeably in the manga at the very least, even, like, I just reread these chapters and I don't think it was done just as much in the manga, but the repeated scenes of Shinso just being there, observing everything, and we see him, like, not using his quirk, but, like, when the quirk is activated and just having people carry him around and him just observing and commenting on things. I think that showed great, because the thing is, while like, obviously he's an important person, especially because the match between him and Deku gives us new information about One for All, but the thing is, after the match he has with Deku, he kind of fades into the background a lot. So the fact that he's given so much emphasis earlier on is just super important, because that means that when we eventually get to the fight, especially for those anime onlys who aren't listening anymore, like, when we get to that, anime onlys will have a really, like, they will have a better time watching that fight develop, because they know more about him now, they're more intrigued, and they figure out what kind of person that he is. So I thought that was a really great touch to have him be so much in focus, because he's not even in the background doing stuff. He's like in the foreground. You have like half his face just covering the entire scene or the entire screen when you're watching. So I think that's super great that they are doing it that way, to give all of these characters like their time to shine, because he has more time to shine than the Class B characters. Also, I love everything about Tetsu. I think he's the greatest character creation ever. It's amazing. I just love that. But yeah, I'm really happy with the animation choices and just the direction choices that the anime has made this season, because I feel like they don't go away from the manga at all, but they know where to put their emphasis, and they know when to play the music, and they know when to do like different things. They know what to repeat after the commercial breaks. They know what to repeat in the beginning of the story of the episode, and they just know what to do with the focus of the viewers. So I just think that they're doing a really great job. And also, I think I spoke about when I did the first episode review, that I didn't like this opening as much as I liked the previous one. While that still holds true, the opening this time is definitely growing on me, and I listened to it like 20 times today because I actually found out that this is really fucking catchy and I really like it a lot. But the day is still my favorite. I'm just gonna correct myself from what I said last video I made, because last time I said that this season would have 12 or 13 episodes, and then one of you corrected me and said, no, it's actually gonna have 25 episodes, and I'm sure all of you guys knew, you just didn't tell me. But that makes a whole lot more sense, because then it makes sense to have Gran Torino appear in the first episode. And then we have the Stain arc just after this, because the thing is, the Stain arc is so you need the Stain arc directly after the Summer Sports Festival because of the stuff with Ida, and just generally it makes sense. Also, the stuff with Gran Torino is a direct response to what happened in the Summer Sports Festival, because of, you know, pro heroes looking at the students. So it makes a lot of sense to have those two arcs in the same season of an anime, because it would be like really weird to then have like a half year or 9-month break between those two arcs. So yeah, this makes a lot more sense, and it makes me happy because that means more Boku no Hero Academia right now. So yeah, just really happy about that. And if any of you were still under the impression that this was gonna be 12 or 13 episodes, I just made your day by saying it's gonna be 25. Because I mean, when I found out, I screamed, and then I told my friend, and then she started screaming. So yeah, we're just really happy, especially because she'd been complaining the day before that, oh, there are so many anime that are just 12 or 13 episodes these days. What happened to the full-length anime season? Here we are. But that's not important. But yeah, I am gonna stop here. I think this was really fun to make, because I don't have to keep in mind that I can't spoil anything. I can just analyze things instead. I think it's gonna be really funny when we get to like some of the really heavy character moments, and I think it's gonna be really fun when we get to Todoroki and some of the really good Kacchan things, because, you know, talking about Kacchan is my passion in Boku no Hero Academia. So yeah, hopefully those few of you who don't love him a lot or just really dislike him are gonna start to see the light, because Kacchan is a wonderful character. He's a shitty person, like, don't get me wrong, he's a shitty person and you shouldn't follow in his footsteps, at least not for now, but he's definitely a great character in my mind. So yeah, you can leave a thumbs up on the video if you like anything that I had to say, or if you love Kacchan. Either way, give it a thumbs up. Leave in the comments below what you thought of this style of video. Like, would you want me to talk more about what actually happens in the episode and less like about what I think about it, or like what do you want me to put emphasis on? Because now I tried something, and I know I have certain episodes where I want to talk about certain things, because some of it just doesn't fit into like videos of their own, so it's fun to get it out in this way and start discussions. But I could talk about other things as well, like would you want me to focus on one character each time? Do you want me to focus on like a particular scene and talk about foreshadowing or stuff like that? Like, leave your thoughts and your opinions on that. You could also spam me if you like, if something happens in the episode and you want my particular thoughts on something like a scene, or what do you think what do I think this means, because we're still at a point in the series where a lot of the foreshadowing or a lot of the setup just hasn't paid off yet. So there might be things that are still mysteries that happen in the Summer Sports Festival. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't reread the second half of it for like 2 months. I reread this series a lot, or at least the Summer Sports Festival. Like I need to reread some of the arcs again because I keep forgetting what happens in like smaller details. But yeah, now I'm rambling again. But yeah, comments about your thoughts and what you want these videos to become, because now obviously I can do very different videos from what I've seen other reviewers do, because usually it's like, okay, no spoilers, and that's what we're gonna stick with, but now we're gonna do something else, because it's ridiculous to do no spoilers if you've all read the manga, right? So, yeah. And I guess you can subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, bye.